So generally speaking, the acting was on point for everyone. Like I don't really have anything to say acting wise of any given character in general. So like everyone did their work.
There were some stars in that movie, like Janice. Bless Janice.
Bless Janice. I think the most like standout people would have to be like Tom Holland, of course, as Spider-Man, Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. Like he really, I feel like he really brought it.
Yeah.
Like he added more personality to this character that wasn't really
the only character
notable in the comics.
Like the only character I'm not really feeling in these movies is the portrayal of MJ.
MJ, okay, it's different.
It's very different, and I don't know. It's just, I guess. In a way, it's just trying to keep characters fresh, keep them relatable.
Yeah.
Because in these movies, she's just like the awkward, pretty girl in the class.
Mm-hmm. She's pretty without trying, basically.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't hear, like, I was listening to a video the other day that was kind of talking about the new movies and how they're portraying these characters that have been in the, like, cultural zeitgeist for more than 60 years.
Yeah.
Like, a lot can happen in 60 years, and the Peter Parker that we know from the beginning, the nerdy guy who had his glasses and got bullied and stuff like that, like, that's not really what high school is about anymore. Like, so we have, like, a bunch of different, cliques mixing in together, and now the bully can also be a nerd, kind of like Flash is in this movie, and the pretty girl can just not only be pretty, but she's smart, and she also has like a dark sense of humor like MJ does, and that kind of like brought it to term for me, and it was like, yeah, they're just portraying it a little bit differently for the times. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I don't really mind. Like, I love Flash's portrayal, like how douchey he can be and everything.
Yeah, Tony Revolori is really good in that role.
At first, I was very iffy since the ethnicity of the character.
Okay.
Because it felt different. It felt off. Like, Flash has always been like the
cookie cutter white.
Yeah, cookie cutter white boy.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I've grown to terms with it. Since I also really know that there will be no Venom in these movies.
No, I don't think so. Not for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, which is, for me, it's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, you know me, I love my Venom.
I know you do, and I know Sony and Marvel and everyone is talking like, yeah, we would love to do a crossover and all that, but I feel like Marvel has a very definite like plan for what they want to do with this Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and that's like really noticeable at the end of the movie. Like they definitely have a plan. And we have no idea what the hell where this is going, but we'll talk about that later. Spoilers.
Yeah, I will get to something that crossed my mind right now about that ending and everything.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it later.
Yeah. So acting wise, awesome. Like everyone did their job beautifully. Like it was really good. The casting's on point. I would say CGI, I've always been iffy with CGI in Marvel movies. Sometimes it's really great. Sometimes you got heads floating off of CGI suits, and it's very noticeable.
Yep.
But from the moment we get the first scene with Spidey in his Iron Spider suit, like it looks so good.
I'm still not a fan of that suit.
I know, but like it looks so good in the low light.
The spider design. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's just that the original Iron Spider was so much better.
Yeah. Like it gave me such like Iron Man 1 and Avengers 1 flashbacks where they actually built out the suits for Tony, and then they CGI'd over it, and that's why they look so good even to this day.
Yes.
You don't get that anymore with the new movies because they try to CGI all of it. So that's what I felt with those scenes with the Iron Spider suit. I said, that looks like it's actually there. It looks like he's actually wearing an Iron Spider suit, and like it looks beautiful. And I can really appreciate that. I can get behind that. Also, the elementals, the effects for the elementals were on point as well. They
were great.
Like you can tell that they're emoting, even though it's like a huge lava monster. You can tell, oh, it's smiling, oh, it's pissed off. So I can really appreciate that, even if they never like called them by their names, really.
The only elemental that I didn't really feel like that type of thing was with the water elemental.
Yeah, Hydro Man.
They never really showed his face.
No, they didn't really. No.
It was just like big water-shaped human fighting.
But still, it was pretty cool, and all the effects and all the stuff was really cool. All I could think about when that was happening is...
I gotta say, like, there's something bothering me, which we'll get to in spoilers.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking back at the movie.
So many spoilers that we want to talk about, but not yet. So the moment that Peter gets knocked out into the wall in the trailer, you can see that in the trailer where he gets knocked out by the water elemental's fist, right? I saw the behind the scenes of that, and they had to do that take multiple times, and they were literally blasting Tom Holland
With water?
with water from like a hose, like gallons and gallons of water. So it must have sucked. Like it was terrible, but it looked really good, and it really helped sell the effect and all that. What else? Other than that, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
We'll get to that soon.
Other than that, we have... What else do you want to, like, say or talk about in general? Because I kind of really want to get into spoilers.
In general,
Think we should give it a review? An overall score?
Scored, like, after this movie, like, settles with everything, with the after credit scene and everything, I would say this is a solid 10.
Solid 10? Damn.
Yeah. I just really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it, too.
Like, it was a slow start to the movie, but overall, pretty good movie.
Okay.
Like, as of Marvel's movies, I've gone, like, for this to follow up
Endgame?
Like,
yeah.
I think it was the right choice as the follow-up to Endgame, because it's very grounded in what will be happening at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, Endgame happened, and then we have Guardians of the Galaxy, where we won't really see much of Earth, because what is time and space?
It'll be very cosmic, yeah. I feel like, yes, it had really big shoes to fill after Endgame, being basically what they're calling it is like, this is the cap for Phase 3, like the last of the movies for Phase
Endgame.
For Phase 3, basically, after Endgame. Like, not Endgame, but this one would be the last movie. This one? Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I mean, I wouldn't call this, I would call this the continuation, because Endgame was the Endgame. It was the ending of the Infinity
Saga. Yeah, but this is basically like the after.
This is the after credit for Endgame.
This is like a huge...
This is the after credit we didn't get.
A huge $1 million epilogue for the whole Infinity Saga, I would say. And it does well. I really enjoyed it. It works as a movie.
You could call that.
And it works as its own movie. And it also works as a springboard for the next phase.
You know what I enjoy, actually, about this movie? That it kind of... Even though it's a sequel to multiple Marvel movies, because it's not even just a sequel to Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah, at this point,
that's
it's not even Homecoming.
Marvel,
yeah,
because you have Homecoming, but before Homecoming, you actually had him in
Civil War.
And then you have him in Endgame, and you have all these movies, and actually Infinity War, then Endgame. But
I would say that kind of is a double-edged sword in the way of, if you want to have like an actual Spider-Man trilogy, it's gonna be a bit wonky.
That's the thing with Marvel at this point. They don't really care about trilogies or anything. You don't see them really numbering any of their movies at this point.
Yeah,
you didn't see it with Captain America. You only saw it with Iron Man and Thor.
Well, I would say Thor,
and Guardians,
the Thor trilogy, and the Captain America trilogy, and the Iron Man trilogy. Yeah, those feels like self-contained things. If I'm being completely honest, like they could be their own thing. Spider-Man feels like it's very crisscrossed with the overall timeline of the Marvel universe.
At the moment they came out.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Marvel is not just seeing contained movie sagas. They're seeing like a bigger picture.
Yeah.
You have everything going on.
Yeah, they know that everyone's gonna go see their movies no matter what it is.
Like Thor, like the second one, it really doesn't feel part of the trilogy, because it's connected to the first Avengers movie. It's like directly connected, all the Infinity Stones. Like that movie, people say that it was bad and everything, but it was kind of just like setting up the mood, just like Thor's storyline. It was just like setting up the bigger picture.
No, yeah, and that's what I was gonna get at. Like this, they could have easily used this movie as a springboard for the next phase, like they did with Age of Ultron. With Age of Ultron, they set up like 4 future movies. And they kind of threw the story a little bit under the rug.
It was for the whole universe.
Yeah.
It's like setting up this whole mood.
Yeah, but it worked. And it's still a good movie. With Age of Ultron, they kind of focused on the springboard and not the movie.
Because they're getting better at it at this point.
They definitely learned.
Like I'm saying, they're not seeing at this point, individual movie sagas.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing the whole universe.
The whole universe.
And what are we doing with this?
Yeah.
Where is this going?
Yeah. I completely agree.
Especially with offing Iron Man and
Cap and Nat.
Nat in the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
We just know that this is something different now.
Yeah.
This is a whole other level.
Yeah. So I would say in good conscience, I can't give it a 10 out of 10.
Why?
Just because nothing is really all that perfect. Like, if I would say that I was going to give a 10 out of 10 to a Spider-Man movie, it would have to be Into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, yeah.
So I would give this one...
I'm personally not basing this on a Spider-Man movie. I'm just looking at it as a big piece to the cinematic universe.
Yeah, no, but I'm basing it for myself personally, super biased, in just Spider-Man in general. Okay. So in Spider-Man in general, I would say that this is definitely a 9 out of 10. Like, I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, if you're just basing it off of Spider-Man movies, then yeah.
Very nearly perfect. It's very good. Like, it's definitely worth having in your collection.
I would say, like, 8.8, 9-ish, yeah.
Like, for me personally, definitely worth waking up super early to go to Best Buy and buy the Steelbook.
Would you watch this again?
Yeah, hell yeah.
How many times?
I don't know, like maybe in theaters, like paying?
Yeah.
3 tops.
3 tops?
3 tops. Okay, yeah.
Like, I think I watched Endgame like 4 times.
Yeah, I know, you're kind of crazy.
And now it's like coming out again, and I'm like, I'm not sitting like 4 hours in a movie theater again. Like, nah, fuck that shit.
Honestly, for what they're saying about what it's actually going to be in the post-credit scene, it's not really worth it.
Apparently it's just like 7 minutes in the post-credit. And it's like,
and you're going to get it anyway in the Blu-ray, so I'm going to buy the Blu-ray, I'm going to do the support, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, with that said, our scores given and our general thoughts out there, we should start with the spoilers. Hey everyone, this is Jaime from Idiots Talking Over Coffee, and if you like that clip, then consider checking out the full episode anywhere where podcasts are available. And also give us a follow on Instagram, @Idiots Talking Over Coffee, for more content and geeky news.